All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Catherine. I'll be your host tonight. Welcome. This is Diaspora Connect. And I have a very special guest with us. But before I introduce our guest, I would like to welcome everyone here in the audience and all of you tuning in from across the world, hopefully. Our viewers from Kenya, welcome. I also want to say a special thank you to Simon Okello, our friend, Mr. Solomon Duby. We are here at Cafe Avo, and Jogona wa Gishoro, and Miguel, of course, for producing the content, and Dunia Mapenzi. So I want to introduce our speaker tonight, and I actually want you to tell us your name. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do here in Seattle, your family life. Yeah.
Hi. Well, I go by Art Borders. I am a musician. I live in Seattle now. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Awesome.
I do have a family. I'm married, 2 kids. Happy, just kind of living life, just doing music and just enjoying myself while I'm,
Nice.
here in Seattle.
Nice. So tell us a little bit, Art, about we have growing up in Africa. I'm born and raised in Africa. There's this perception of what African Americans are. When we watch movies, we have this perception of, African Americans are this bad people that, like gangsters. And what is your perception growing up as an African American of Africans? What is that?
Okay, well, growing up as an African American, I can say that it was tough.
Okay.
Honestly, growing up around gangs and different things like that, and police or different things like that, we've been able to overcome, and so using music and arts and different things like that to let that be our door, our gateway, and not drugs and different things like that. So we do get the bad rap. That's just what it is. But honestly, sitting down, speaking to an African American and seeing where their heart is, and knowing the sincerity of love and life, and this is when you go hard for something, if you go too hard, some people are that's not too hard, and so we didn't know that. It was just go get it, and however we had to get it. But honestly, it's from a place of love, and we only want to give back to our families, and the ones we've seen grow up and not have. We just want the best for and so the lack of education, I'm gonna say the lack of education kind of hurt the African American and the relationship to African.
Okay.
Right? Because we didn't, the stories wasn't told to us in the way that young African kids hear from their parents, and that you're an African American. The history is now American history.
Right.
It doesn't talk about heritage, the root of the matter. Where are you from? Art, St. Louis.
Right.
That's how far can we go in? I really don't. I can't dig it as deep because of the lack of education.
Okay. So a good question maybe would be for the Africans maybe here in the diaspora, coming across an African American. Is it your perception that there's a lot of African Americans that actually do want to know their history and want to go back and visit Africa and know that part of them? And how would you advise Africans to make that connection with African Americans?
Good question. Yeah. I believe from my walk of life and the people, the African Americans that I've dealt with, lived with, and grown up with, 90% want to know.
Yeah. Okay.
We want to know. Yeah. We really want to know, and it's hard to do that because we don't know too many Africans or from Africa to sit down and have that conversation until a situation like this.
Right.
It's perfect, and I love it because I'm able to, rather I'm learning more about myself, I'm learning more about the heritage, the I would say where I come from, but just learning just information about Africa, just like the whole diaspora, like you know, we're how many different countries are in there? How many different cities? Like how many people are there? Like there's so much information that like we don't get that, you know, and I'm so happy.
That's awesome. So obviously you would let the viewers know, hey, we're always here Friday night. Yes. Plug in to Avole Cafe Avole.
I'm here.
Tell us a little bit about your music. Tell us a little bit about that.
I have a band called the Ancient Robotz.
Okay, Ancient Robotz. Wow.
Yeah.
Talk us through your name.
Okay.
How'd you come up with that?
The Ancient Robotz. Okay. It's a play on my name, T.A.R.z. A-R-T.
Okay.
You just switch the letters around, the Ancient Robotz.
Oh,
so I kind of took a play on my name, nice. And because I wasn't set to one genre of music, I actually kind of started my own genre.
Oh, okay. Do tell.
Digital vintage.
Digital vintage.
Yes.
Okay.
So, it is. Let me tell you a little bit about that. Yeah. It is what I like to say a collective of music from different backgrounds. So, what I did was went out into the community and went to different jam sessions and looked for different artists. So I looked for a bass player, I looked for a guitar player, but I didn't want them necessarily from my same background. I wanted to see, working with someone from a different background, what is it that we have in common? So I have my little slogan. It's not the difference, it's what we have in common. Because a lot of people want to focus on male, female, black, white, whatever, tall, short, you know, and I'm like, forget all that.
What do we have in common?
What do we have in? You like music? I love music. You love music? Everyone loves music. So let's talk about that. Let's see where music can take us. Like there's a conversation in music.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's just opening your.
Very cool. So are you playing anything locally here?
Yeah, actually on Sunday, October the 28th, we'll be at the Rumba Note.
It's right up the road here. Very cool.
We'll be doing like kind of a Halloween little thing, you know. We have another band called First Hill and DJ Raw Ray.
Okay.
And so, and also the Ancient Robotz. So it'd only be like us three, but we really want to like, you know, we're going to put on a very good show. Like it's going to be fun. We're going to ask some of the band members that were singers who have worked with the Ancient Robotz throughout the years. Like I've been on the phone.
Nice.
I got surprised.
Yeah.
Why don't you do a couple, numbers? So, you know, just kind of like show people that like it's a community-based band, number one.
Right.
And rather you still sing with the Ancient Robotz or work with us, we still reach out and say, hey, look, come be a part. You know, we'll open up our set because we love, it's the conversation of music. You know.
I love that. Conversation and music. That's awesome. I actually would love to open up the floor to all the audiences. Maybe somebody that has a question for Art here. Feel free to, There we go. Thank you.
I grew up in the church, and so I grew up as a drummer, and I was playing drums all the way up until about 15, 16 years old. And I noticed like there's keyboard players, and I was like, there's like 10, 11 drummers, and you gotta call who's first, second, and third, and this, that, and the other. And so growing up in church, I was just like, okay, well, there's got to be more than just like waiting in line to play the drums. And so I saw that there's an opportunity to learn how to play the keyboard and the piano, the organ. And so I took it up on myself. I was like, I'll just go there and just hammer it out. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of like, I closed my eyes, and there was thousands of people, and they loved what I was playing at that time. And so, someone had heard me just kind of messing around, and they decided to say, well, here, let me show you something. And so I've been influenced through like people seeing my the energy of me wanting to really learn how to become this musician, even though they knew he's a great drummer, but he wants to learn this, and learning the techniques of like what it takes to become a piano player, or, become an organist, whatever. And I would say it started off with like in the church, and then it grew into like jazz and like other music, and then I was like, oh, there's so many different genres, and I love them all. So I was like,
nice.
Well, if somebody could make a genre of music, why can't I? So
there you go.
Digital vintage it is.
I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Any other questions? Oh.
I would like to ask you, what other musicians inspired you the most?
When I was kind of learning how to become a better musician and listening to other artists, I did listen to a lot of Miles Davis. Like, I used to go to sleep because I didn't know how to play the jazz, but I wanted to listen to this stuff and like get it into my spirit or whatever. And currently, that was then when I was young, but currently I have like my favorite band that I probably listen to more than I need to say, which is Corey Henry and the Funk Apostles. He has this kind of churchy background, but it's funky, and it's like I don't know, it's just something that I've always just seem to find myself going on YouTube. I'll go listen to Corey Henry today, Yeah. And that's been like an influence for me in my later life, still young, but yes, Corey Henry and the Funk Apostles. I connected with One Vibe. I'm being a musician or a keyboard player. I play music with different bands, and so there's a band called Project Lionheart.
Okay.
And I've been working with those guys for like 4 or 5 years, and that was actually, let me back up, because that was my second interaction with One Vibe.
Okay.
The first one that I had was with an artist. His name is T.A.R.z.
Okay.
He's a local, from Seattle.
Okay.
He's actually from Kenya, I believe. Zimbabwe. Pardon. And he does hip hop.
Okay.
And so I was doing some music with him, and like I believe that was the first time that we did the One Vibe. It was the Madaraka, and then with Caleb and PLH, it became more. And then I started seeing Simon, and then I personally was like, hey, Simon, I have a band too as well.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Just because you want to,
Yeah.
I want to continue with, I saw the great places that, One Vibe actually can go. I ended up doing Upstream this year, or I think it was this year, with One Vibe. I was with Project Lionheart. We actually backed up Rami Day, Mystery, and a couple of other artists, and it was amazing.
Nice. Yeah, very cool. What have you, speaking of One Vibe, what is the one thing that you've heard that One Vibe in your business it's making a difference in Seattle since they've been launched?
That One Vibe has a mission, and when there's a vision, and that clear vision, like, at least it's from my own personal experience. I want to be involved, especially if it's something to give back to the community, because that's what the Ancient Robotz is based off of. A community giving back to the community.
Right.
Not taking in, we make our own songs, but basically we just want to be amongst the community, creating love and like the, togetherness. How we can everybody just love this thing.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Any other? Oh,
It's not impossible to make something of yourself. It's not impossible charting out your destiny. It's not impossible to not tolerate anymore and say you're leaving, walking out. I can be a great personality.
Good question.
Pop star, movie star, anything I want to be.
I haven't been able to go as far as I would like to, digging into the background of my African, my heritage and what I know. I've been able and blessed to like sit amongst people like Dre's Dumi, or in different ones like Simon, and kind of hear their stories and like be a part of like their musical experiences from being African,
right.
doing African music in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I'm living vicariously through them. Like, oh, this is so amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm learning, but but I know there's more. But it's just like I have to start somewhere, and like that's my start, is using other Africans and using their walk of life, where they come from, and challenging myself to like say, hey, we have some similarities in like, since it's music and the broader scheme of it, there's so many different little subdivisions that just by listening to their story, because the story sometimes made the whole song, or made everything more, why, it's music is, I love it, why do I love it? It's big. I don't even have words yet to like describe why, but I haven't been able to reach as far as I would like, but I guarantee you, I'm gonna continue. Like, this isn't over. This is even though I've been doing, it's still in the beginning.
Right.
It's not gonna ever end. It won't.
So a little one, youngster, maybe in St. Louis, maybe in Africa, Kenya, maybe South Africa, somewhere watching this podcast, and they have that in them. They want to do music, or they have a dream. What is your advice to this young African or African American?
I would say, never give up on your dreams. Know who you are. Like, rather find out, just be open, right? Because a lot of times we figure out, oh, this is who I am, and then you learn, like, hey, a year from now you can be totally different,
right.
Rather it's a little bit more money, a little bit less money, a family, like even with myself, being recently married for
Congratulations.
September 29th was our first year anniversary.
Nice.
And I would say it was an experience in the first year, and I still tell my wife, hey, we're still learning each other.
Right.
This is only the start. Let's continue to keep learning each other, and like, knowing that we have a lot more to it.
Yeah. So what's your vision for your children growing up in Seattle, Washington? As it pertains to Africa, is that some journey that you would want them to?
Most definitely, because that's my journey, and so me being here tonight, shout out to Simon, and everybody. I can't really get everything right, but I will. I tell you, it's not over. I'm getting it.
Yeah.
And being here tonight has been like an eye opener. Like, oh my gosh, next Friday, whatever, I gotta be a part, because I want to also learn. I appreciate the time in the interview that I get, but I also want to like be able to learn and like sit back and hear other people's stories, and like learn from them. That's my big. I want to learn.
That's good.
You know?
Speaking of other people's stories, this is the 3rd episode, so we have a couple more episodes that you can go back and stream and be able to watch those. But I want to talk a little bit about the food that we were having tonight. Shout out to Jane, Safari Restaurant. Tell us, what was your experience? I know you frequent the joint quite often.
They never cease to amaze me and let me down at all. That the skooma and pilau, I'm full now. I'm happy for it. It's like, it's not heavy for you. And the fish,
The fish.
What's your secret?
I don't know. I think that's why it's a secret. I don't think she tells anybody. Man. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, that's yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, the food was amazing.
It was amazing.
I know, like I said, I'm sitting just happy and full and just enjoying myself.
It was really good. Company and
amazing company.
Yeah.
Like everybody's very open and willing to talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's been times, and I won't say it's been often, let me be honest, that you sit around being an African American, being around Africans and different people. I kind of, are like the conversation, what I'm saying, and what should I talk about? I don't sometimes it's hard, like, I don't know what to talk about. Yeah. I don't want to seem like I'm asking a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
And I feel that way, and so, like, I didn't feel like that. I just felt like, what other questions you have?
Right.
Like, oh, well, since you asked, what about...
Yeah. Very cool.
So I appreciate, being here and like what's happening here in South Seattle, right here off the radio. Yeah. It should go on forever.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to, of course, One Vibe. Simon Okelo, Chugona, Wagishoro, Dunia Mapenzi, and all the people that are hosting this. Kenju, he's not here tonight, but big ups to you as well. So, yeah. Any other questions for our guest tonight?
If you were to expand your band, what
probably maybe like a horn section.
Horn, okay.
I know this amazing horn player. His name is Brian Limbury.
Brian Limbury, here you go.
Seattle has a few, horn players out there.
So he's here in the audience.
So listen, right.
Very cool. Yeah.
But just, like I love the horn section, and right now, I kind of like having real.
Yeah.
That's if I was to expand the Ancient Robotz, horns next. Like I have like the keyboards and drums and bass and like the singer. I would expand everybody. Like if add another keyboard player, or another guitar player. But definitely a horn section. Like yes.
Very cool.
Another question. I would love to see someone of your expertise teach kids. Have you been passing
down? I used to live in New Jersey for a little while, and during that time I was a preschool teacher. So I've worked with kids on another educational level. But when I got to Seattle, though, I had started teaching a couple of the youth that went to the church that I was playing at. Like I would teach them, piano lessons, and like I love giving piano lessons. It's you right now. It isn't like it was like when I was growing up getting piano lessons. Now you can actually go on YouTube and like, they're showing you everything. So the niche and the one-on-one is probably the best, but outside of like it, it's not as popular, I would say.
Right.
I mean, I know people are like, teach me how to play all the time, but then time and money and this, that, and the other kind of gets in the way, and then they'll be like, well, I learned this on YouTube, and it's like,
yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I would definitely, if anyone wants to like take up any type of, the ABCs of, piano.
There you go. All right.
Hit me up.
Can you tell us a little bit more about kind of your family background and about St. Louis, where you're from, and how that shaped you, like a musician, and just a person? What about St. Louis? About your family?
I would say my family was okay. So, my mom was really into church, but my dad, he was in church, but he was not really. He was more of a street guy or whatever. So it was like my uncles and my aunties. My mom really kept us. It was 5 of us. I'm the middle child of 5 kids. There's an older brother and sister, and then there's a younger brother and sister. So my older brother and sister, those guys want their own groups and like different things like that. So watching them growing up and seeing how they respect music and how it influenced them, I was influenced through watching them, like standing on the corner while they were breakdancing. This is back when they were breakdancing on the street corners. You bring out your cardboard and big old boombox. Trying to tell my age and all that, but like this was inspiring to me, like out there in St. Louis, like just growing up in the Midwest, because I didn't necessarily stay in St. Louis. I moved around, lived in Wisconsin, I lived in Springfield, lived in Chicago a little bit. Like there's, a bunch of different little moves, but all those experiences is what curated like who I am today. Like it created art of who I am today. And I found my niche, my music, what I wanted to do, and I kind of to like where I know where I want to go with music now. Like outside of like, just kind of whatever happens. I kind of like, I want this style of music. So I did it.
Right.
So that was my style, and like I want just everybody needs to.
Nice.
It's not impossible to make something of yourself. It's not impossible charting out your destiny. It's not impossible to not tolerate anymore and say
well, to me, it's art without borders. Like it's I believe that my name is Arthur. I go by art because the artistic expression that I really want to express. So, like I was saying, like the art without borders, meaning like not without borders, meaning like there's borders everywhere, But I'm willing to go over and like go to different countries and like just take whatever I know, show whatever I got, say, hey, look, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
I don't really have a background on my name. This is the name. That was it.
Yeah.
And that's I'm a junior, so like it was passed down from my father, and I took that name and I was like, well, Arthur is my dad for sure.
Okay.
You know, he goes by that. I am too, but there's something different like about me, and I wanted to find that. Maybe it was just leaving off the HUR, you know.
Yeah.
So just keeping the art, and that's who I became, you know, and that's who I pretty much present myself to the world as art. And like when I'm talking to or introducing myself to people that I don't know, I'll introduce myself. My name is Art. And looking at their expression when I say my name is Art, people are, your name's Art. And like that guy, I was like, well, I'll use that. That's, you know, it's a conversation starter too. Where's your name?
What do you
now you continue with the conversation and it builds from there. So that was another reason of the change of name, is to help build the conversation and talk to, whoever I'm having that conversation with. Just kind of, they want to know more about who Art is, or, why is it Art?
Yeah.
What brought you to Seattle?
Family, actually. My family moved out to Seattle. My dad's side of the family.
Okay.
They had lived out here. I didn't even really know. Like I said, I was probably I came to Seattle in 2005.
Okay.
I left, started playing music for a professional gospel group called Risen. Then I went to Jersey, became a preschool teacher. But I was like, there's something about Seattle. And I ended up, a friend of mine, he called me, he was like, have you ever been on vacation? I was like, not really, no, no. And he was like, well, come on down, there's this place called Lake Chelan, which is east of Seattle. And he was like, come on down and, come kick it with us and have fun, take a vacation.
Right.
So I did, and I haven't returned back to Jersey.
You're still on vacation.
This has been the longest, vacay I've ever had.
Yeah.
I ended up getting married and having kids on this vacation.
On the vacation, yeah.
And so, I don't think I'm going back.
Yeah.
But,
very cool. Yeah. That's funny that you moved to Seattle in 2005, you said?
Right, and then I returned in 2007.
Okay.
So I left, did this other, a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
He opened up that door to come on vacation in 2007. I was like, let's see what's up.
Right.
Came. We were on jet skis. We were doing like the most of it. Like, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And, I kind of knew like Seattle was a place that I really liked. I didn't know how much I loved it until I actually was able to have a residence here.
Okay.
So
to experience it.
Right, to like live here, call yourself a Seattle. Like,
yeah. Very cool. Yeah. All right. Simon, did you want to? All right. I think with that, anybody else had a question? I can't really see.
As you know, One Vibe kind of focus on One Vibe music and arts network in Kenya right now. So can you speak? You spoke a little bit earlier about kind of the struggles with growing up in St. Louis and kind of struggles that are in the hood here in the U.S. Can you speak to how music and art can what's for good in your life? So challenging.
Definitely. Actually, music was my outlet. I ran in with gangs, and I was a part of the whole situation. This bad kid, Usana. But then I realized, like, I would be the kid that would go to church, play music, and then, like, leave and then go back or whatever. I could never leave the music, right? Like, no matter how they, like, my friends would try to influence, like, nah, forget that. Let's not even, don't go to church. You're a church boy now. I took that and I was like, well, fine, that's fine. But at least you know what I am. You know who I am. And even though I run with you guys and this music is something I'll never ever let go. And, I didn't necessarily get caught up, you know, in the gang. I kind of like was like and once they understood, they were like, well, he's gonna be the guy that, you know, that does that. And so it didn't become like, let's go fight, let's go do that. It was like, no, you chill, like you got better things, like, you know, you fall back.
Yeah.
And I thought that was, you know, something that helped. Where right now, that when I think of like helping out youth, like the first thought, if a youth would come to me and say, Mr. Art, can you help me learn? Yes, like there is no why or question, like, yes, let's see how we can get it done.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because I know that the youth is our tomorrow. You know, I've done what I'm gonna continue to keep doing what I gotta do, and I love what I do. But I know, you know, I want to reach as many children and like as far as I can go. You know, like I said, Art Without Borders. That means I'm willing, if there's a place for me to teach in Africa, wherever, I'll, you know, and there's an opportunity, I probably would take it. You know, I got a family now, so when I was single, it was easier. Is it easier? Like, man, I'm gone.
Yeah.
But now I have to be like, what? I mean, I talk to my wife.
Yeah.
They want me to go to Africa.
I think she's talking to her tonight. She seems like somebody that's really on board, especially when it comes to
She supports.
Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, we love One Vibe, man. I love the name One Vibe. One Vibe for me is it's a strength, like the word One Vibe, like it's a strength. Like I don't know how to explain it. Just community. Like, there's so many. I mean, it's so big to me. It isn't just like some small little subdivision of something. It's like, it is the thing. Like, if, you know, like the Ancient Robotz may have done the Ancient Robotz and Dre's or the Ancient Robotz and Jennifer Newberry or something. But it would be the Ancient Robotz would be the thing, right?
Yeah.
Everything else would be a sub.
Right.
Like, One Vibe is the thing.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
After a bunch of subs.
So cool. And of course, this night is, you know, compliments from One Vibe. So big ups to that.
Shout out.
Yeah. All right. So looks like we are good. Thank you so much again, Art, for you know, just coming and spending the time with us, letting us into your world and know who you are and what you're about. We're excited for, you know, your endeavors and your way to Africa for sure.
Oh yes,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Awesome. All right. Cool. Good. Okay.